Welcome back to another episode of Generation Shock.
Boy.
Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
That's right. We're back and we're better than ever. How's everybody doing out there tonight? How you doing out there? I am Messiah. Good to see you.
I'm doing great. You caught me. I was bending down like, fuck.
Oh, yeah, like always. You're looking down at your balls every time we start the show.
No, that's
We're kind of used to it in this group.
I was thinking of drinking water. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Okay. So I already kind of said your name. We all know I'm the monster on the mic. I'm Sheck Monster. And let's just cut right past the intros. Dude, first of all, I just, your wardrobe gets uglier and uglier, and I know we'll talk about it later, but geez, bro. Like,
but the VA, my week is great.
Yeah.
My week is great. And, I usually don't wear my Celtics jersey because it's been a while. Plus, this is a Rondo jersey, right? It's a Rondo. My brother sent it to me. It's been in my closet for a minute. Plus, sometimes I feel like it's too hot, and But anyways, I've been great, bro. It's been a good week so far. Fun, relaxing. The weather's been cooperating, not too hot, so I've been chilling out in the outside in the enclosure, getting that fresh air. Beautiful. Good,
man. It's good to get outside and do the damn thing sometimes. You know what I mean? So
yeah, sir. Yeah,
not too much going on in my neck of the woods. I'm trying to think of.
Did you went out to the movies? Okay.
I did go see Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I won't give away any spoilers, but I was, I don't know. I guess I was a little underwhelmed. I was looking for more than what I got from it, and so not saying it's not a good movie. If we're trying to compare it to Spider-Man. Maybe it's because I'm a Spider-Man fan. I don't know, but I think Spider-Man was done better. I guess I don't know the story. It was more.
You mean produced better, or
no? The storyline, like I understand the concept of Spider-Man and the storyline of what it's opening the door to lead into, right? Yeah. And so for me, I guess there was some like closure to it. So like I understood it all, right? And like it made sense. And now watching Multiverse of Madness, it's not that it doesn't make sense, but it was almost like a filler movie, right? Like the movie was just there because they needed an excuse to be able to do everything else they want to do going forward for the next 10 years. Yeah. Okay. That was just my opinion on it.
So it was opening to the next era.
I think so. It was like a bridge gap to the next 10 years. And like everything they're going to do from this moment forward, they're going to find a way to tie back to this movie or something stupid. I don't know. Like it wasn't a bad movie. Don't get me wrong. It's just not what I was expecting.
It's getting mixed reviews. Like crazy.
That's why I think it, there was some good parts and stuff like that. But there, I don't know. It could have been done differently. It could have been done better. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I went and watched it. I enjoyed it for what it was. And that, what can I say?
Anything stuck in your head that you're like, holy shit, that's pretty badass? Or you're like,
no, there's definitely some things that I was like, holy shit, that's awesome. But it's not stuff I can say because.
Okay. Without spoiling it. Yeah.
So I'm not going to say any of it. But yeah, there was some like, oh, damn moments and like some moments that you made that, almost made you cheer. Like, yes, I'm so glad I got to see this. Even if I never see it again, at least I got to see it.
Well, let me ask you this. Is it worth going to the movies for, or should I wait for Disney
I think I don't know, man. I don't know your setup. Personally, for me, it's still worth going to a movie to see. It's just not what I was building it up in my mind to be.
It's not day one
problem.
It's not.
Listen, I'll put it like this. I was debating on driving an hour and a half to go to Disney Springs and watch it in Dolby Atmos, and I am glad I didn't because it was not Dolby. It was not an hour and a half drive worth it. Now, Spider-Man, I wish I would have went and saw in Dolby Atmos. I wish I would have made that drive. That definitely would have been worth it. So,
enough said.
Yeah, enough said.
Without spoiling anything, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. All right, I guess we can go right into a Monster Week in Sports. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Gotta climb to the top, but we're never gonna stop. When the low, we going high.
That's right. It's a Monster Week in Sports. That's right. I don't know. I want people to tell me, what view would they rather have? Would they rather have us close up Ooh, boy, I look a little close there, or a little further away.
But you could. But here's the thing though. You look like you lost weight. That's good, bro. You've been working out.
I've been doing my damn thing. I mean, I honestly
that close up for me made you look thinner.
You haven't noticed something, have you?
Your hair short? You cut your hair? That's what it is. Oh, that's what it is. The hair.
That's right. For any of those little viewers out there, it's so yeah, it's hard to see with the headphones on and everything. I know, but yeah, man, I'm trying to do my damn thing out here. I'm trying to get ready. I got a little staycation coming up. We were talking about it a little bit earlier, so super excited about that and what that can bring to the table. But let's go ahead and talk to somebody else who's making future plans just very early on. Considering he's still playing in the league, this guy just signed Tom Brady.
Oh, word.
Mind you. Okay, hold on. Let me get my picture up of little Thomas here. Tom Brady.
How handsome he looks. Look how handsome.
10-year, $375 million deal from Fox Sports to take over as the main broadcaster now that Troy Aikman went to ESPN for Monday night and will become the number one spot for all the primetime games. And they got some Super Bowls coming up, mind you, that Tom Brady's going to be able to announce in.
Well, it ain't just only that. Whenever he's ready to retire. So that's proposal. That's there. That's like they want him that bad.
No, that's not a proposal. That's
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what they gave him whenever he's ready to retire.
Correct. So, that's what I'm saying. He's not even in the booth yet, and he's already he already has a 10-year deal. 375. That said, like Fox does the Super Bowl this year. There's a possibility. I was watching. They were saying on the Pat McAfee show too. There's a possibility that Tom Brady, even if he doesn't go play in the Super Bowl, could be in the broadcasting booth for a Super Bowl. Like he's there either way. Basically, Tom Brady's in the Super Bowl this year, guaranteed. Right?
Yep. That's crazy.
It's nuts. Do you want to hear something that's going to blow your mind? It blew my mind.
Well, first of all, I want to know how he gets his hair to look like that because I'm trying to get my hair to look like that, bro. First of all,
well, you get $300 and something million to make your hair look the way you want it, bro. So can you take a? This is what's mind boggling me, and this is the thing when they talk about what you do in the NFL, your legacy and things can set you up for your future, right? Mm-hmm. So how many years has Tom Brady played in the NFL?
Since 2001 to he's still playing.
About 23 years.
20, yeah. No,
do you 21 know how much money he's made in 23 years in the NFL?
He's over 100 million, I believe.
Yeah. 300 approximately, right? 317 to 302 million. Okay.
That's including endorsement or just the NFL?
That's the NFL. That's his salary.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's 23 years of playing in the NFL. That was the salary. And yet in 10 years for Fox, he's making more than his entire 23-year NFL career. That's fucking crazy. This motherfucker is bringing home more money in 10 years
just to talk
for not playing the game. Why the fuck would I ever want to play the game then? Like, that's fucking. Now, granted, I get you to put the time in, but this is the difference when all these other NFL quarterbacks are out there getting their money and doing all the shit. Because here's the thing: you talked about endorsements. So is Tom Brady making money in endorsements in his company TB12 and all this shit? Absolutely. But guess what? Tom Brady's still going to be doing with this Fox deal. Endorsements and making his fucking money. None of that changes. That side of his life is exactly the fucking same.
Not only
that, the only thing that changed is he's going to be sitting there going to one game a week, sitting behind a booth and getting paid more money than he ever did to throw any touchdown pass or win any Super Bowl. Fucking crazy.
If you was a sports analyst, what do you say? You think Stephen A. Smith is making that much money?
Here, put it like this. Do you know the highest paid broadcaster in the business, how much they're making right now?
I don't. That's why I brought that up, because I don't know.
17.5 million.
No fucking way. Well, that's per year. That's per year.
Per year. That's what Troy Aikman got to go over to ESPN. I think the most, whoever it was, like Al Michaels or one of those, might have capped out at 20 million tops. They paid you 17.5 million more just to assure the rights, and he can't even do a game yet. This motherfucker.
Yeah, they just told Troy Aikman, "Oh, okay, we got somebody better than you."
They kind of did. It's a big old fuck you, Troy. Right? Oh, you don't. Oh, wait, Troy, you don't want to what? Oh, okay. You want to go to where? ESPN? Cool. Yo, Tommy, come on over. Now, here's the question you may know the answer to. This is the burning question on my mind, and I don't know the facts yet. Disney bought Fox. Okay. But did they buy their television channel?
What do you mean their television channel? You mean the whole channel or just the sports?
Did they buy Fox Sports line, right? So what I'm saying is, does Disney own ESPN, ABC, and Fox? Because what that means is they just lured Troy Aikman from Fox to ESPN and paid him, right, with Joe Buck, and then they turned around and said, We're also going to pay Tom Brady even more, but we're going to use it under somebody else's name instead.
That's shady.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
It's shady, but it's Disney for you.
Hey, I don't know. If it is Disney, they would be careful because I don't know if they want to spend all that money with the taxes they're about to be paying, bro.
Well, I know. But remember, they're a California-based company. They're going to be paying taxes. They're going to be taxes in Florida.
No, man, you're not reading the papers. Never mind. You haven't heard about this thing. It's a huge controversy. We'll skip that because you have no idea what you're talking about.
No, then I might not know. I do.
Yeah, you have no idea. It's okay. All right. You want to go ahead and hop into the next topic, or you have anything you want to add about your boy Tommy?
No, that he looking fly right there, bro. I want to get my head to look like that.
I mean, dude, he is looking fly as fuck. I was like, dude, and he's about to make that. That's how he's going to look on the broadcast. That's why I went ahead and got that picture. You know what I'm saying? Dude, he's just going to look fly as fuck. And you know what? Women are going to be watching that broadcast.
Let me ask you this. He hasn't even touched TV yet, right? At all. Besides when he did the
Manning cast.
The what?
The Manning cast.
But besides that, that's exactly what I'm going to bring up. So besides doing that and besides doing the Tom Brady, man of the arena, he's never touched TV. And now he's going to get his own show with Fox and he's going to get paid this much money. That's crazy.
And he's the main event. They locked him in as the main event. He gets all the big games. He gets the Super Bowl. He gets everything.
And the crazy thing is, if he gets hurt in the NFL this year, it's okay.
No, what's crazy to me is that he may suck at this shit. You don't know. Like, how many people go from the NFL? Like, dude, there's been 2 quarterbacks that everybody says is really, really good at this game, right? Troy Aikman is a legend in it already. I think he's great. And Tony Romo's becoming one. But what about everybody? Huh?
Yeah, you're right.
What about everybody else, though? Like, if it was so easy to find a guy, then ESPN wouldn't have so much problems ever since Madden retired from Monday Night Football, right? It's not that easy to just find somebody.
I think what happened was, because they're not just gonna shell out that much money. I think they've been scouting him for a while. They've been talking to him, and they've been picking his brain, see how much he breaks down. I mean, to do what he does, he probably breaks down the game like a coach, or even better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He watches tape like crazy. I'm sure.
Because I actually like hearing Tony Romo when I'm like, yo, he actually does a great job. He be predicting shit. He be like, he breaks it down.
That's what keeps on getting brought up. Why people love Romo, and they say, think about it. Brady's going to be able to do the same exact thing. Brady will probably be able to predict not just the offense, but the defense on top of it. Like, Brady's that probably even another level. And they're like, well, if you love Romo, imagine if we get somebody who is 10 times better at the game than Romo. He's got to be good at this.
Do you think another company will go after Peyton Manning?
So here's the problem. Number one, I think Peyton's locked in already to another 2 years of the thing that him and Eli are doing. That's number one, right?
Who's to say he can't do more than one show?
Oh, he can. It's just, it depends on, because it could definitely be a Sunday thing or something like that.
Because your boy does it.
Yeah. So no, it's possible. But the thing is Peyton doesn't seem like the type who wants to, right? Everybody knows Peyton started a media company with Peyton's Places and then Eli's Places, and they're getting other people involved. Like, Peyton's doing all this other shit that it doesn't seem like he's looking for that. Now the question is, did anybody come and offer him, $37 million a year? Because then that might just make him say, fuck. Because I think the thing is, I don't think Peyton needs, remember, Peyton got paid more over his career probably than Tom has over the lifespan of everything.
Of course.
Yeah, Peyton had that huge deals with Papa John's and those people. I don't think Peyton wants that life. He's done with that kind of travel, that he wants the luxury life, but he wants to be making a bunch of money and still stay in the spotlight from time to time. So he does that shit with Eli and all of that. And he still gets out there every now and then, but he's enjoying his life of just kind of his own schedule. He doesn't have to study film the way that he needs to every single week and then fly out and stay in hotels and go to the games and then fly back home for a couple days. Like, he enjoys his life. Yeah. I'm not saying Tom wouldn't, but Tom made it very clear when he came back from retirement. The bottom line is Tom isn't done with football. And even after he's done playing, he's not ready to be done with football. And one of the things a lot of commentators are talking about, this is a perfect transition because you still do have to watch film and talk to people and things of that nature in order to be prepared for the game, that it keeps him in some sort of football routine, but doesn't take him away from everybody the way that playing did,
Yeah.
So.
Of course.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. Very excited. See what happens. All right. Let's go on to the next one.
All right. So we're going to go straight into that one. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We go right into that shit, bro.
Oh, I actually like that. Did you cut it?
Well, no, yeah, sure.
Oh, you found that somewhere?
I don't know what you're talking about. I make this shit. That's how I roll.
Yeah. Cause
gang.
I wish our guests will make it in time, because actually this is a conversation we had. And
I gave that guest like 15, 20 minutes. So like I waited as long as I could, but I don't know how much longer we can talk about that other shit.
Yeah. So here's the thing. This became a topic in the break room, and it just became a big ass topic, and then people were defending it. I was like, what? So also, the viewers that are watching, do we have any viewers now? We probably don't have any viewers now, but who are watching after, also make sure that you write how you feel on the comments, because I like reading those things. Which team you think would win, the 92 Olympic team versus the 2008? And the reason why I said 2008, because I think 2004 they didn't win.
They got bronze, correct?
Yeah, they got bronze. 2008 is see, the 2092 is called the Dream Team. The 2008 is called the Redeem Team.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we start with going through the roster first, right? Let's everybody know the roster. So what we got on the Dream Team, okay, is we'll start down at the I'll just start in random order. We got Magic Johnson, Charles Barkley, Chris Mullins, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Clyde Drexler, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Larry Bird, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson. And then there's one name on there that is just hilarious to me. You just don't even know how he got there, except, oh, wait, go look at his coach, Christian Laettner.
Well, the reason why he made it there, because I was doing research on this one. The reason why they picked him over Shaquille O'Neal, because it was between him and Shaquille O'Neal. The reason they picked him is because they went back to back. Duke went back to back championships.
As I said, it's also Coach K's team. He took his own boy, so we knew that. So all right, and then do you know that except for Christian Laettner, everybody on that team is a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Okay. That's pretty cool stat. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Whoa, went too far. All right. Here's the other team. Let me give you the
2008 team.
2008 roster. And these are the players: Carlos Boozer, Jason Kidd, LeBron James, Darren Williams, Michael Reed, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard, Chris Bosh, Chris Paul, Tyshawn Prince, and Carmelo Anthony. And go ahead. You start.
I just think that's, for me personally, it's a small team, right?
They had no 7-footers for sure.
Yeah, it's a small team. 2, like, if you put men to men, right? Who's gonna guard who? Everybody's making a big deal because of Carmelo Anthony and Dwayne Wade and LeBron James, right? That's why they're making it. Oh, and Kobe Bryant. Oh, you stick Jordan on Kobe Bryant. I'm like, what? You can't put Jordan and Kobe. It'll be a good match, but it won't happen.
I mean, it could happen. No, I think Jordan would be on LeBron. No, because LeBron doesn't do offense, so I don't know.
No.
Oh, wait, your boy's here. He just jumped in.
All right.
You ready?
Good.
Want to bring him in?
Yeah, bring him in.
All right. What's up, Gabby?
How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. We actually, you came in just on time because we're talking about the 2008 versus the 92 Dream Team. So the Dream Team versus the Redeem Team. Who would win?
92, hands down.
There's no chance. Yeah. I mean, it's not even, I don't even know how this is considered a debate, honestly.
Well,
there's zero reason for a debate.
But why are you comparing 2008 and 92 and not 2012 and 92?
See, that's what I thought more people were going to say, but he told me this one, so this is what I went with.
Because the 2008 was when they actually won. It was a second team, right? That the Redeem Team, the team they actually, after losing in 2004 to 2008, that's when they got the gold again. And the point spread was fucking ridiculous between them, between both teams. But I'm curious, 2012, who's in 2012?
All right,
so you got KD, you got LeBron. I got
the roster
still
here.
Had Kobe too. You got
Kobe. Tyson. So here's the official roster. You had Tyson Chandler, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Darren Williams, Andre Iguodala, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Love, James Harden, Chris Paul, Anthony Davis, and Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, that's a team.
I feel like 2012 would be a better comparison too.
That'd be a good matchup there. I didn't think about 2012. That's actually a good matchup.
I still don't really understand. I still don't see how you could even consider that close. Like, you look at that 92 roster, like I just, other than Christian Laettner, every single player is a Hall of Famer. Every single one. Like, who? Like, you could put anybody you want out. Like what are you going to do? I don't get it. Like, so like, let's go player for player and make comparisons. For who's the starting five?
Go ahead, Gabby. Who you think the starting five is? For the 92 or the 2000?
The starting five for 2012, or you mean 92?
2012. Who's the starting five for 2012? I mean, you got LeBron for sure, Wade, right? Bryant. But you can't even put Wade because that, I mean, I guess Paul's coming off the bench then.
But that's a small team.
Okay,
though.
so like
the only tall person there is. Go ahead.
Chandler. It was Chandler.
Okay. I mean, it's hard though because we don't go by what their actual starting five is. I wouldn't, at least, because here's the thing: they're playing against in Europe, right? So who you're putting out there doesn't mean that's who you'd actually play if you had like actually something going on. And I wasn't even looking at 2012. I was looking at 2008 because you'd have Anthony Davis out there starting for sure, right? You'd have Kevin Durant out there starting, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant.
If you remember, that's rookie Anthony Davis. That's not superstar Anthony Davis.
You're talking about healthy Anthony Davis.
That's true.
But like we're still talking about, like, I remember very, very well that 2012 Anthony Davis was when he won the national championship and he got an invite to be part of the team. He only played one game and it was like dead minutes in the end sometimes.
All right. So I get this. So I'll take that. So it's probably more of a you probably got more than of a Kevin Love.
So here's my argument though. So like if you're thinking about like a 40-minute game, because that's really realistically what the Olympic game is, and the 2012 between the 92, it's just the game is so much more fast-paced. It is not rough and tumble down there anymore. It's just literally run up and down and get the shots up.
So that's my point, though. I guess that's what we have to see. This is the problem that we always have going into this stuff, is what are the parameters? Because it wouldn't matter the pace of the game, because the 92 team's going to make them, it will dictate the pace, right? So I get what you're saying. Yes, it's a faster paced game in 2012, but that they're not going to, you think 92 is going to let that happen? They're going to slow them down by big bodying them and by getting in there. Think about it. No offense to Kevin Durant. He might be a good player. You're telling me he's scoring on anybody from the 92 team? They're way too physical for him. Kevin Durant is not strong enough or have enough balls to be able to body somebody from the 92 team. That's not Kevin Durant's style. He needs to be off of it a little bit. He don't touch me, I'll get hurt. He can't play tough. Come on, man. They'll shut him down real quick.
I don't know. I don't think they will be able to keep up with him. That's my point. I think Kevin Durant's too fast.
Dude, Jordan could shut him down freaking easy. Get out of here. Pippen? You're telling me Pippen couldn't? Pippen couldn't lock him down.
Pippen could.
So just throw Pippen on his ass. There you go.
But at the same time, you got to worry about two cutters for Wade. You got Carmelo on the wing. You got Kobe at the same time.
See, but for Carmelo Anthony, you can put Magic Johnson on Carmelo Anthony, right? Or you can put Carmelo. Carmelo Anthony was a small forward.
Magic Johnson, one of the greatest players of all time, a lick of defense. The man could not guard anyone.
Let's be honest, though. You got Jordan. If you're talking about Wade, Jordan's shutting down Wade. Let's be honest. Come on. He's locking him down.
Or Brian.
Okay. And what about Kobe? Who's locking down Kobe? You got to give me 5 players on the court.
Larry Bird.
You're telling me Larry Bird's going to lock up Kobe?
Larry Bird played good defense.
I'm looking at I'm going down the list right now. I think Chris Mullins could.
Okay, no, but tell me, give me
Charles
5
Barkley.
players.
Don't forget, we still got Barkley out there somewhere, and he's shutting people down. You ain't getting in the lane. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, but you're running down the roster though, so I can run down the roster too, because if you're bringing Russell Westbrook off the bench, who's going to keep up with Russell Westbrook? 2012 Russell Westbrook at least. So if you're going to give me James Harden of 2012 as well, who's going to keep up with James Harden?
You can put people like you said. We can switch out players because Clyde Drexler could keep up with them.
Yeah,
92 Clyde Drexler. The man can barely keep his sperm together, man.
Dude, you're thinking of after they're old, dude. You're talking about these guys in their prime too, man. Like you forget.
Talking about prime.
We're talking these guys are John Stockton. You're telling me Stockton ain't shutting somebody down? You're crazy. John Stockton can shut down Westbrook or Harden.
I do not know about that.
Dude, I don't know how old you are, so I don't know if you saw these guys when they were back in '92 and stuff. I watched them play, dude. These guys were next level, all worldly. Like we forget because
that's why they're Hall of Famers.
Exactly.
No, I understand the Hall of Famers. There's a different type of athlete right now. I don't think.
This is the problem I have. We give too much credit to saying there's an athlete. When all reality, though, the game changed to allow these players to do things that you weren't allowed to do back then, right? Because the physicalness of 92 is shutting down half of what you're talking about with these Westbrooks and Hardens and stuff like that. That shit ain't flying with the 92 team because here's the thing. If you take the 2012 and put them in 92, they're losing. If you're going by 92 rules, hands down. Hold on, hands down. Okay. But if you take 92 and you put them in a 2012 rules, I agree. I'm not going to say it's hands down, but I can understand the argument that 2012 is going to win, right? Because it's all about the pace of play.
Are we going off the context that these players know how they play, or this is just first game and they go in and play? Because if you think about it, like you're saying, they're going to shut them down. The 92 Dream Team got beat by a bunch of college players.
When?
Before they got to the Olympics.
That's because they were building chemistry, right? They didn't know there was too many egos in there. They were building the team.
Okay, then I can be like, my Westbrook, KD, and Harden are teammates at this point.
Well, what I'm trying to say is, I haven't got to that deep into it. What I'm looking at is player for player, right? We're talking about players, what we know their ability to be. We're not going in the chemistry of the team because I do understand that plays a part of it. Mm-hmm. But obviously, KD, Harden, and Westbrook didn't do that great together, or they would have been together, right? We're in the era of teams going out to find a way to create a big three. They had a big three, it didn't work, so they got rid of the big three. So you saying that doesn't completely make a good argument. There are a lot of what ifs. What I'm saying is, if you're just talking about the style of play from 92, the style of play from 2012, right? The players, when they're in their, like those players are all around their primes. They're all amazing players. I think when you take 2012 and you drop it in 92, they're shut down. They don't have the physicalness. They never shown it. Now, maybe they can adapt and do it, but that's what we're talking about. They never grew up having to do it, right? So yes, they're better athletes, but they're not as physical. They can't play as physical. They don't have the ability to withstand the physicalness. I mean, look at what happens to them now when they're not even getting bodied. Kevin Durant can't stay in the league, for a season, and he's not even being touched half the time.
So don't get me wrong. Oh, go ahead, Louis.
On a man-to-man game, I can see why you ask would they keep up with Harden, would you keep up with Westbrook. I can see that on a man-to-man because how fast the game
if it was a one-on-one.
Yeah, if they game, no, I'm talking about man-on-man defense, right? If it's played like that, but the way that team, the 92 team, played in their era compared to how they played in the 2012 played in this era, the 92 team will win dominantly. Would win.
Okay, don't get me wrong. I think the 92 team would win. I wouldn't say dominant. I would not say. I just don't think the 92 team has enough of scoring individual power to keep up all the time with 2012. Because 2012, a lot of people forget the leading scorer of the 2012 was Carmelo Anthony. There's a reason why he is like the all-time Olympic.
Oh no, he could score. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Plus the 3-point line is shorter. The rules are different. People cannot be as close to you when you're like playing international basketball.
Yep. You could pick it off the rim.
We haven't even mentioned LeBron in the whole situation. At least when I came in, it's just yes.
Well, I think there's not much to worry about with LeBron. He's not going to be shooting the ball, so it's a matter.
That's the thing, though. Even if he's not shooting the ball, you're always worried that he's going to go into the lane.
Yeah, I agree.
People forget about other people.
Go ahead. Say what I was going to say.
But then you have Karl Malone, David Robinson.
It's not that. No, not even that. But I know that he could block. They could block the lanes. But can't you say the same thing about Magic? Like LeBron, imitated his game after Magic, not Jordan. So I just think you take those two players, that's a wash, right? I will say they're like, I can't say that one could beat the other. They're just a wash. So you kind of just remove them out of the equation almost. I think because they can shoot and they can make points. Believe me. They'll assist like a motherfucker too. So you got one on both teams. I just consider that a wash.
Well, here's the thing too. In the 92 team, that Olympic team, Charles Barkley was the highest scoring, the most scoring out of that team. But then you have Michael Jordan that can shoot if he was to start taking over the shooting game. You have Scottie Pippen, you have Larry Bird, right? You had those are top three shooting team. Stockton didn't stay behind either. And then Magic. And I'm not even now. Here's where the 2012 team has an advantage. Their power forwards can shoot better than the 92 team. That's a given because the game is different where it changed, where the power forward steps out and opens up the field, and then you have. But remember, when the power forward steps out, you have Magic Johnson, you have Michael Jordan. And you have John Stockton and you have Scottie Pippen that can step in and play the defense on them. They don't need it. The big guys don't need to roll out. They can stay at the bottom. And then you have a height advantage if Kevin Durant was to give it to Kobe Bryant, or if Kevin Durant was to give it to Harden. If Kevin Durant was to shoot it out, you have David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, and these guys that have the height advantage to block. So that's why I believe the difference in the game, right? If you're power forward, because Kevin Durant will be considered a center in 92. The power forwards to step out, you have those three giants on the bottom that you have the disadvantage. That's why I believe the 92 team is the greatest team ever put together.
I think they're the greatest team ever put together, but I don't agree when you say they would get dominated. It's just too much skill, too much shooting power. The game, it's a skill game, man. Like I feel like you can say that's the other thing. You can say what era is it going to be officiated? Like the game, are they going to be rough and tumble? Is it going to be more modern game as well?
That's why these are hard to do.
And even if you go in between, like early 2005, 2007, when it was still rough and tumble, but like it was more about protect the player more than anything.
Yeah,
it's very.
Well, that's why the argument is kind of like also falls off, right?
Mm-hmm.
because you have that. But you got to understand that back in the days, there was more defense played than offense. That's why the games now are fucking high scoring games. If you watch the games now,
there was more defensive specialists, right? There's more of the who is it over on Golden State? I'm thinking the guy now, Draymond.
Chris Mullen. Oh, okay, Draymond. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's more those types of players in the league, and they had more of a home where you got somebody specifically. Like they're made for defense. They can play offense if you needed to, but he's there for the defense. But let's change it up a little bit because I want to laugh at this real quick.
Well, why you want to laugh at it? That's my dream team.
This I just have to understand how the hell is this your dream team? Some of these players aren't even good enough to make the Olympic dream teams, but he got them on his dream teams.
That's my dream team.
What the fuck is this?
Here's
Why
my two.
Would you even put Dennis Rodman in this team?
Because Dennis Rodman, hands down, is the best defensive player that exists.
Oh,
and the best rebounder in the game, hands down. Nobody reads the ball off the rim better than Dennis Rodman. Nobody. To me, when I watched him play, and I'm not talking about just in the Bulls team when he played for Detroit. Hands down, Dennis Rodman knew where the ball was. His rebound IQ was ridiculous. Like he knew exactly where the ball was going to land. How? I don't know. So then I have Gary Payton because I think for even though he didn't make the top defensive player, but Gary Payton, his defense was ridiculous to me. I seen it. Then I picked Michael Jordan, the GOAT of all time. Right? Then next to him, I had to put LeBron James I had to put him as a small forward, LeBron James. And then the most dominant center of all of the NBA is Shaquille O'Neal. That's my dream team.
See, this is where we go back to like conversations, though, right? So, for instance, if you're talking about today's type of era of the game, Shaquille's fucked. Like you just lost by having Shaquille out there. Plain simple.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hack-a-Shaq? Like, dude, that was a real thing. Okay, I remember watching it in Orlando. Hack-a-Shaq. Like, you want to win a game, just foul Shaq. He can't make them. Don't worry, right? So I kind of laugh at that. Rodman, I'm not even gonna argue. Like, that's just laughable. Because here's the thing: is like when we're talking about. I thought I had it. I thought I put it in there. Man, did I miss it? Oh no. So I got a little thing I wanted to show, right? And these are like the best players per position in history. And Gary Payton's not on here. Dennis Rodman's not on here. Like this motherfucker got players in his dream team that aren't even considered in history to be the greatest player in their own position. And this motherfucker wants to put them
in talking about Shaquille O'Neal's right there, bro.
Come on, bro. Get out of here. So look, your small forward, LeBron, that's where they put him. Good call. Shooting guard, you got Michael, good call, right? And then your power forward, okay, you fucked up there. Your center, you took Shaq. Shaq's on the list. Okay, I'll let you have that one. But your point guard and your power forward, you're telling me Steph Curry or Magic Johnson wouldn't be there over Gary. You're fucking nuts. You're out of your mind. You're going to have Tim Duncan or Charles Barkley as your power forward over you have
Steph Curry on it.
You had Robinson. You had or what's his name? Dennis Rodman over the mailman, Dirk. Like your own Boston boy over there.
Kevin Garnett.
It would have been redeemable at least if you would have put CP3, but just by putting Gary Payton by himself,
But here's my thing, because like Steph Curry can dominate. Steph Curry is one of the best shooters in the game.
He's one of the best players in the game.
Yeah, if not the best. But I figured I have too much offense. Let me put defense in there. Because defense wins the games too.
Okay, but you have Dennis Rodman, Michael, and LeBron. And LeBron.
I wanted my team to be defense and then shooting also. I think
that's a win on defense. You know that, right? You have to score the most points.
I got the two best scorers in the league.
Who?
Jordan and LeBron.
LeBron's not the best scorer in the league. He doesn't like to score.
Okay, still.
He has the most points.
That's the stupidest. LeBron's gonna be the number one.
Yeah, he's the number one scoring.
But that's not. So hold on, that's skewed. That's like when we talk about Tom Brady being the number one in the playoffs.
That's true. I can see that. I can see that because of the number of games.
Years he went to the finals. Yep. You're gonna play more games. You're gonna score more points. It's only mathematically logical. Like he started at 18. When did Jordan start?
Always average a minimum of 25 after his third year. The man can score.
What age was Jordan when he came in the league? Or what age were any of these guys when they came in the league? LeBron came in at 18. He's playing longer. He's played more games than everybody. It's not that he's better. It's mathematically logical. He's going to have more.
Saying that he's not a scorer is not true. Even
he's not, dude. You're telling me
it's not scoring. But
so you're telling me on this team, and any team that you put LeBron James and Michael Jordan on, you're telling me LeBron James is going to be a scorer? You're out of your fucking mind.
No,
he's going to be a facilitator. He's not scoring. But he's going to look at Michael and say, I'm sorry I touched the ball. Here you go, Lord. Have a nice day.
I think when LeBron James turns it on, he's dominant.
He can. He doesn't want it, though. And that's the thing. That's why you put a Steph Curry in there instead of a Gary Payton, right? And then you got LeBron's defense, so I get it. You got him for defense and assists, and he will dominate that team on defense and assists, especially with Shaq. And then you get Curry out there. He throws some lobs, some passes to Curry. Curry pops some deep threes. That would be a little bit more.
Okay, so who's your 5? And then after your 5, I want to hear Gabi's 5.
No, I want Gabi's 5 first.
Okay, go ahead, Gabi. Who's your 5?
My 5. So is this dream team for the NBA or just like the Olympics?
No, this is NBA. This is not Olympics.
NBA. Yeah, NBA.
Yeah, we're not going Olympics. We're going just you take any because if you win Olympics, you can't put Dirk in it, for instance, right? Because he's from a different country. So we're talking about anybody you want just to create your ultimate starting 5.
Oh, it's hands down Curry, Jordan, Tim Duncan, LeBron, and probably in the center. I could say Russell, just because I feel like I have too much firepower. Or Olajuwon, probably. And I'm not saying this because I think they're the best players. I just think they would fit better.
Well, that's what I say. I get that. At some point, you have to start complimenting. You can't just pick who you think is the best, because that's why I think you're right. You got to take Shaq out of the equation because, yes, he may be the most dominant, but the problem is he is also the biggest liability. So to have him on your team over some of these other guys where he can't shoot free throws becomes a huge liability unless you're just blowing the teams out every single game. That's just you got to account for that. That's why if you take Rodman, who's not going to really score a lot of points because he's going to be so good at rebounding and that defensive factor. I get that, but that's why like Steph Curry instead of Peyton, right, makes so much more sense because then you got that offensive just juggernaut with him out there to be able to just hit. And the thing about Curry is Jordan's going to be going into the paint. He's going to be doing all this stuff. Curry don't need all that. Jordan can drive to the paint and just dish it out, and Curry's just going to bang him. You know what I'm saying? LeBron's going to try to drive to the paint and pass it out to Curry because that's what LeBron likes to do now anyway. He likes to act like he's going in, and he'll go in for offensive points just so he can facilitate the ball back out to people. So, like, I get those. That makes sense.
If you put Jordan, LeBron, Karl Malone, if you put Karl Malone in there, you already have just a scoring team. And then Steph Curry, all you have is a scoring team. You have no defense.
Okay, but that's the thing. If it's Karl Malone, then I'm not taking Curry though. But we
were talking about. We were saying keeping Rodman. I was saying keep Rodman in. You keep Rodman and you get rid of Peyton and put in Curry, and that makes a better team.
You wouldn't keep Rodman? Why not?
I would not keep Rodman. I don't feel Rodman is good for this day and age NBA, man.
Well, of course not, because this day NBA game, it has a lot of people.
I disagree because I think Draymond Green does a lot of the Rodman style playing, right? And he's fucking great for his team. And here's the thing about Rodman. You're not getting his ability to find the ball on the rebound. I will give Messiah credit. That's not changing. And like, just because the style of basketball is different. So you're looking, if you have all those other great players, he's actually, to me, that's a perfect fit because if you do miss a shot, you know, you're getting those second chance efforts from that guy. That's what he's bringing you. He's bringing that second shot.
But you can get that in Tim Duncan, but had a more reliable player.
But not to that level. Tim Duncan can't move like Dennis Rodman can move.
But he can move.
But I'm saying Rodman was so good because he can get anywhere fast to be able to make those rebounds. We're not talking about just, standing on the basket and rebounding. Rodman was one of the best rebounders ever because he would fight for the ball, scrap for the ball. He was able to get up there and you know what I'm saying? Like, Duncan's not doing all that.
Duncan
he's not
play
fighting
the game
for
at
the
a fast
ball.
pace. He played the game on mental.
So
I think
Duncan's great. Don't get me wrong, but he ain't going up like that. You're going to need somebody who people are a little afraid of on your team. And I mean, sorry, I'm not afraid of Duncan.
Hey man, everyone said the same thing, and he became a 5-time champion.
No, listen, I'm not taking away his greatness, but he doesn't intimidate me when I'm on, and stuff like that. He's still listen.
Okay, so if you want to keep a Rodman player, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you pick Bill Russell?
That's okay. I could hear that argument.
I still feel like he's a good enough rebounder, a good enough defender, and the man could score. Something I feel like that's what I feel.
See, but Bill Russell was in an era where he dominantly on his height. He was probably.
I think the other thing is for me
he
is
was 6'9". He was 6'9", but he was.
But my thing is I don't there's zero reason to need to worry about scoring at any point, because if you're telling me I got Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and who was the other one we were putting out there?
I put Tim.
He put Tim. I put Shaq.
We're talking because we got to put a center. No, who's going to be a center?
I put Elijah one.
Elijah one. That's what I was thinking of. Elijah one.
Those are all scoring people.
That's my point. What do I need? I don't need if those four can't outscore everybody in the league because they do everything completely complementary to each other, then I don't fucking like.
You know what?
Elijah one was a defensive player of the year.
Exactly. That's why I'm keeping him. But he can score still better than Shaq.
He had a high scoring game too.
So I don't know. I just don't see how you can do it, but I just don't need anything that has anything to do with scoring. I'd rather have all defense. That's why I can see Barkley.
Yeah, I would see him or Barkley. Yeah.
Throw Barkley in there. So, and Barkley can score. So
who's better than Barkley now, Gabi?
Who's better than overall?
Barkley. Yeah.
Like power forward? On today's game, you mean? Not retired?
Yep.
If only Davis wouldn't stay hurt, but
Anthony Davis?
Yeah, that's the only one. Yeah. Carl Anthony Towns has the skill, but he's never in there, bro.
Joe Biden's
I don't know. Random shit.
Listen, bro. I don't know if you're still watching or not, but basketball was not my choice. I'm just going along with it. And I don't mind it. So I like the topics. Because here's a topic when we talk about trash. Because a lot of people say this guy's trash. And yet they are still trying to put him on a Mount Rushmore of the greatest ever. So here's the conversation. Where does this motherfucker lie in the greatest evers? Where are you ranking him, Gabby?
We actually had this conversation with I recently. And I say he's top 15. As much as I love him, and I am from his generation. This is Kid Clutch. This is everyone's.
Real quick, this is top 10.
LeBron.
This is top 10. This is a consensus top 10 ever played the game. So you're correct. Who you disagree with?
Bill Russell is not top 10.
What?
Yes, Bill Russell is not top 10.
How are you going to say that? Because you never saw him play? He's the most dominant player who ever graced the court.
No. He's the most dominant champion, not the most dominant player.
What does that mean if you're not
because
one player can influence the game, and he influenced it more than anybody ever. He's the most dominant player.
You're telling me that Bill Russell is a better player than Steph Curry?
I'm more dominant. He can change a game more than Steph Curry can. Yes.
The first unanimous MVP in history that literally changed how the game is played today. That literally changed how kids grow up playing basketball. You're telling me he is not as dominant as.
When it comes to winning championships, whose game translates better to a championship?
My guy, Bill Russell was the only black guy for like 10 years in the league.
But my point is, with his game, you put him in the Jordan era. You put him in the Jordan era. You're telling me that he's not going to be dominant?
No, he's not.
You're crazy. You're crazy. Now, if you tell him, if you go to today's game, because today's game changed to small ball, yeah, he's not going to be that. But back still, when you had Olajuwon and all these tall, the Birds, all the same type of body styles and players, dude, he's still dominating all these dudes.
Yeah, you still have the Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish.
You can say about the 90s players that you could like argue between the 70s. There's every single decade, there's more finesse into the game. There's always more.
That's fine. Bill Russell could still dominate.
No chance.
Dude, this is
you're telling me that if you put Shaq against Bill Russell, who would in a finals game, who would come out?
Bill Russell.
Oh my God, Bill Russell can't even like reach Shaq's chin. The man is so physically dominant.
You're crazy. You're crazy. Like you just because you ain't seen him play, don't realize you haven't seen the shit. Like I've watched it, the highlights, the games. Dude,
I've seen the highlights. I've seen the game. I grew up watching
dominant.
him.
He's by far a top 10. Who are you to put over him?
I just said Steph Curry.
He said Steph Curry.
No way. No way. Steph Curry, dude, he's not. He might be the greatest shooter. That doesn't make like outside of shooting. What's Steph Curry doing?
You cannot just call Steph Curry a shooter when the man can literally score in any part of it. He's a driver. He's a cutter. The man doesn't stop moving without the ball. He is not just a shooter. He is.
I just don't know how I'm going to put him in top 10. He is one of
the best offensive players.
Here is somebody's list that I stole from the internet. I don't know whose it was. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, hold on. Let me exit full screen. That was just weird. But yeah, so this was their thing. And I don't care about the order, but this is where they did their top 10. So they actually gave you Steph Curry at number 10. Right, but Bill Russell's still in the top. And here's an argument. You're going to tell me you'd rather have Steph Curry than Kobe Bryant? You're fucking crazy. I'll take Kobe Bryant over Steph Curry.
Okay, and I will take Kobe Bryant over Bill Russell. You're telling me. Oh wait, let me finish this list right here.
So, but what my point was right. You were talking about top 15. A lot of this is just one of the random ones I found. They're all pretty similar. It had a lot of Durant right around number 15 as the greatest all times.
See, but I don't see him as 15. I see him probably past 25.
The only reason they put him top 15 is skill wise. It's a lot of. So this is what I find very unfair when it comes to rating. When everyone starts rating their top 10, their top 15. So yeah, there's a lot of like recency bias. Because like we have a lot of talent in the league now that we didn't have before. It's just a lot of skilled players. Like anyone can score 50 any point of the game. So like if you ask a random kid right now, who would you pick, Jason Tatum or Larry Bird? Like 9 out of 10, they're gonna tell you Jason Tatum just because it's recency bias, right? And it's a skilled game that wasn't before. So now they hold a lot of things over you. So for example, Bill Russell. Yes, he was a very dominant player, but when they think of Bill Russell, all they think about is all the championships that he has. He was literally the Finals MVP is named after him. But it's more reputation over what was his real game. And now they're putting, and you're not really comparing him to Steph Curry. You're only thinking about the 3 championships where you're like, oh, Kevin Durant helped him in twice.
No, I'm thinking about the play, right? Like Steph Curry's great, but here's the difference, right? Steph Curry has never in his life been the best player in the NBA. Never.
That's how are you telling me 2015 Curry is not the best player in the NBA?
LeBron James was still better.
The fresh unanimous. I am the biggest LeBron fan. But there's a difference between the best player in the world and the best player in the league during that year. And the best player in the year during that year.
He might have had a better year. It doesn't mean he was a better player.
He was the best player.
But
unanimous MVP.
But here's also another difference where this era has lost. This era has lost the fundamentals of the sport. There's a lot of fucking traveling. There's a lot of fucking shit happening that...
It's just the evolution of the game, yeah.
I know, but I get it's the evolution of the game, but the fundamentals of the game, it's if you can't keep that, I think for me just ruins the game for me. Like you saying that Steph Curry, a lot of these kids grew up and they see that, right? And they see him and they admire him and all that. and they start seeing LeBron James, fucking James Harden with all this hopping around and all that. There's a lot of fucking traveling and it never gets called anymore. So now what they're going to do, change it? I think the fundamentals of the game is, for me, this is one of the reasons why, one, I don't watch the NBA anymore, because the fundamentals of the game is lost.
But that's unfair to say, because realistically, the fundamentals are not lost, because the game, if not, the game wouldn't be played. Because there's still post-ups. The game is still a screen and roll type of game. It's a cutting game, but now it's
more offense, right?
It's a volume game.
Outscores the most, whatever team outscores the most.
I mean,
so if you get a dominant,
that's the way you win. That's the way you win.
Yeah, but if you get a team, like, that's why there's a lot of super teams now, because everybody wants the best scoring three in their team, and they just want to outscore the other team.
So there were always super teams. Every era there were super teams.
No,
you're telling me the
Bulls,
the 92 Bulls were not super teams?
92?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay,
Who did they have?
Okay,
96, yes. 96, yes. The only reason why they're a super team, only because they added Dennis Rodman. Other than that, Scottie Pippen built a name for himself with Jordan.
You're telling me Kukoc is not a super team?
And Kukoc. But Kukoc came from after the 92 Olympics from Croatia. They recruited him from Croatia. So there was them three, right? There was only those top three. And Kukoc didn't even develop a game until after. Because when he came to the NBA, it was a whole different game. So in 96 is when they actually added Dennis Rodman, and that's, for me, when they became a super team, when they added Dennis Rodman. They didn't need Dennis Rodman, but they added him. And that's why they went 72-10 that year.
You remember when Charles Barkley got drafted? Who was in his team?
I remember the year.
Who was in his team? Dr. J.
Yeah, but Dr. J was old already.
LeBron is literally 37 years old
now. But when he went to Miami, he was at his peak.
But they still call the Lakers a super team. Were they a super team this year? Were they a super team last year?
They were a super team when they had Shaq, Kobe Bryant.
No, I'm talking about the Lakers.
Karl Malone. But I'm just saying, they were a super team when they had Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, Shaq. No, I don't think Shaq was there. But yeah, Shaq and Gary Payton.
Shaq wasn't there then.
Shaq wasn't there.
Okay, remember, they did that towards Kobe's end of career, because they were throwing people in there to help him try to get over the humps. But when it was him and Shaq, it was only him and Shaq. They didn't really. There's other players, don't get me wrong, but they weren't like bringing in these like old players to play with them, because they were just dominant enough. But it didn't matter.
But that's the thing. Every single. Maybe the only team that you can go back and like say, oh, they weren't superstars or at least all-stars. Every single championship team had at least two all-stars. At least.
But there were two. They became, after the chemistry, after playing for so long, they became all-stars. It ain't like.
Yeah, I do understand. What he's trying to say is that you got to understand that what we're talking, the difference of what you're talking about back then and today. These players are usually drafted, and when they're acquired, they weren't all-stars when they were acquired. They became all-stars after the acquiring of the player, playing with this other player together. That made them all-star caliber players. But today, you're talking about people who are considered the best players in the NBA, superstars who are purposely saying, "I want to play with you." Hence, Kevin Durant going and playing in Golden State. Right? One of the best players in the world choosing to go play with the best player in the world, and one of the best players in the world, then leaving so he can go play with, again, Kyrie Irving, who's considered one of the best players in the world. Right?
And they can't win.
So that shit wasn't happening back in Jordan's era, right? Other than like the Rodman thing, he was considered one of the best.
That wasn't even allowed before, though. That's different.
That's fine. That's a different. But to say these teams all had super teams isn't an accurate statement by you, because they didn't have super teams. The players created superstars out of each other, but they didn't create super teams. They are creating super teams right now. Like, they are going out and purposely orchestrating teams to be what they want them to be, where before the team decided what it was going to be.
But you can't say that it didn't happen, because this happened when Barkley and Pittman went to the same thing. It happened when Pittman decided to go to Portland, the same thing. So it was always done. The difference was it was never successful. That's the difference, though. Because
like I said, I disagree. A lot of times these guys were going and they were either too late in their career or they were too early in their career. They weren't in the prime like these guys today are. They're not in their primes. Like these guys today are going in their prime to play with.
Is LeBron James still in his prime?
No. But did he not? But we're not talking. I'm not talking about the Lakers.
You could say the same thing about right now. Well, KD is 33, to be honest, so he's not super old.
But here's the thing: since we were talking about KD,
and how old's Kyrie? He's in his prime, so like you know what I mean. These players are Has
KD won after leaving Golden State? Has he won the
ring? 2 years. No, he's been hurt.
Oh, okay.
He has been hurt.
And that was last year. This year they didn't have the chemistry, right? COVID excuses. Oh, they didn't have chemistry. COVID, all the turmoil.
You can't
this year there was just a horrible team.
You can't build a team around Kevin.
All right, listen, we gotta start wrapping things up. We were running late, so we were gonna go into some memes. I got some basketball memes. Call me Kevin Ert because I have no D. You talking about D, man? Want to talk about players that play defense? That's why Kevin Durant in our conversations with those all-star teams. Get out of here with that. KD with Steph versus KD without Steph.
Hey, man, Kevin Durant was playing good defense when he was in. He was all defense. He was all defensive NBA when he was in Golden State.
Listen, I will agree. The Kevin Durant in Golden State was the best I've ever seen that guy play in his life. Like and I get it. Like that's the thing. If he would have stayed there, he could have went down as possibly one of the top 5 greatest players of all time. Because sometimes it takes great players around you to make you great. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest players ever, had to play with a top 50 player to become the greatest player ever, right? Like he's not doing it, no offense to Jordan, without somebody like Pippen by his side. So Durant, he allowed outside influences to get in his head. If he would have just stayed in fucking Golden State, this dude, he was too good. He broke the game.
They were unstoppable, man.
No, he himself became unstoppable. There was no way to guard against Kevin Durant on that Golden State team. Like it was stupid. I've never seen a player so unguardable as Kevin Durant was when he was healthy in that lineup.
To the point that I remember in an interview, he told CJ McCollum, "You really think you're gonna get through us? No chance."
Yeah, like, he was stupid. So now he goes to the Nets, and then they did Ben Simmons dirty with this one. Everybody, look at that. Everybody's shooting the ball. Ben Simmons just trying to pass it. Motherfucker, get out of here with that shit. Oh my goodness. Oh, here we go. The Nets really went from this to having KD, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons in the playoffs.
They're calling James Harden.
Oh my god, that one was funny though, and I like the one with Kyrie on the screen. Look at him, fucking robot.
Yo, if you think about it, Harden did the right thing. He's still in the playoffs,
and he's looking good. I mean, every now and then he is. So, all right, what else we got here? Oh wait, went too fast. Who wore it better?
Yeah, Tom Brady looking like.
Oh
Tom Brady
my
looking
goodness.
like Inspector Gadget on that shit.
Hold on, we're not talking looking like things. Tom Brady looks like a single divorced mother that just won full custody of her kids and is leaving the courtroom.
Does he have earrings on?
No, those are headphones. I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, what is up with this guy's jacket? You could tell it's a woman's jacket though, because it has that like hourglass shape to it. Like a men's jacket's not cut like that.
No, the button's on the wrong side too, I believe.
What do you mean the buttons on the wrong
female
side?
Buttons are men and male buttons on the opposite side.
Oh, are they?
It's like the Office episode when Michael starts buying women clothes and he never knew the buttons.
So yes, we talked about Brady's deal actually in the beginning of the show. You probably got in late there, Mr. Biden, Mr. President, and we did talk. It was 300 and it was 375, not 350, 375. So here's another one I liked. Tom Brady at the Kentucky Derby, looking like Judge Doom from Roger Rabbit.
Remember, Eddie, when I killed your brother?
Oh. Remember Peyton when we deflated balls? Oh my goodness.
They look just like this.
Cheating bastard. All right, that's all the memes I got. I did some sports memes in honor of this.
That. All right, so we're gonna do a fuck out of here. Gabi, this is probably gonna be your first. So the fuck out of here is a segment where you get to vent. Like you get to say fuck out of here to whatever.
Messiah's gonna go first. You'll get to see how it's done.
I'll go first. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's kick the intro.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
Why does it feel like it repeated itself?
I feel like this is gonna be the most Bostonian shit ever.
You haven't watched the show before. I take it then you never.
No. So okay,
for the show.
Has Gaston been in this show?
Oh yeah, he's been in on quite a few times.
Yeah. So Gaston the other day was like, the only way you're gonna see Lewis have his real Boston accent is when he gets mad, bro, or he starts cursing.
Oh, when he gets mad at me on the show, yeah, he gets it out there.
Yeah, so my fuck out of here is gonna be this, right? I had two, but I'm just gonna leave it for one. I'm just gonna do one right now. So my fuck out of here is this. Listen, you own a restaurant, you have a restaurant, people go there for a specific item in the menu. The most popular item in the menu is fucking cheese curds. And I'm talking about BJ's Brewhouse, right? Specifically, we only go there, my wife and I only go there specifically because of that. We find out, we haven't been there for a while, by the way. We find out after we went that they've stopped doing cheese curds 6 months ago. Fuck out of here, taking out the cheese curds. Now we no longer gonna go to have fucking cheese curds at BJ's Brewhouse. So fuck out of here. And this is why I say Shaq wants to say something.
I just to me, I guess it's not called BJ's Curd House, right? So,
bro,
they just took something off the menu. Like,
bro,
maybe there's a curd shortage. We're having everything else.
Bro, we had cheese curds everywhere in Florida, and they make it the best.
We had chicken wings everywhere in Florida, and now you can't get chicken wings anywhere without spending $30. Like, like things happen, bro. Get over it.
But cheese curds should be cheap.
All right. Well, all right, I'll go, and then we'll let Gabby go if he has some. All right, so here's my thing, right? The governor. Oh, what a piece of shit he is down here in Florida. This motherfucker comes out 2 days ago and announces that he's going to go ahead and say, we're going to have a tax holiday, like 10 different tax holidays. And this motherfucker decides in October, we're going to do a gas tax-free holiday. And of course, because the motherfucker goes around and announces that, guess what happens 2 days later? The fucking gas prices are at an all-time high. Because, of course, what are they going to do? They're going to rack up the gas prices really, really high to recoup the money they're going to lose later on in October. So, DeSantis, you piece of shit who keeps on trying to ruin Florida, you motherfucker who wants to fucking change the tax law to Disney so that the taxpayers end up paying for it and the people who actually want to go and visit those types of places end up getting shitted on. Fuck out of here, DeSantis. Fucking asshole.
Bro, you're right about that shit, bro.
Listen, Biden, what is he, a Democrat? You like some DeSantis? Shit.
DeSantis is a fucking asshole. And all because Disney did I guess they went with the Don't Say Gay. They went against it. All because of that.
Yeah, because they're supporting gay rights, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because they're supporting gay rights. Like, so now he went and all of a sudden he threw a fucking stinker all about that shit. And you still Jumbotron, by the way.
Oh shit, my bad. What are we uninformed about, Biden?
All right, Gabi, it's your turn.
Okay, I got one. So tell me how about 3 weeks ago I suddenly realized I have like a recurring statement in my account that I didn't fucking realize. So it's been 3 months since I go to Universal, because I used to have the annual passes, right? I used to go all the time. At the beginning of the year, they raised the Universal passes by like at least 15%. I was like, damn. And I'm paying for two. And then I have the premier ones and whatever, because I was like, if I'm going to have the Universal pass for a year, like I want to have the best one. I don't want to wait in line. I don't want to pay for parking, everything. And they raised it 15%. So at the beginning of the day, I was like, I called cancel the entire thing. They sent me a letter with the cancellation, and informing me your card is no longer, like, your annual passes are no longer valid or whatever. But for the last 3 months, I've been getting charged still. And when I call them, they're like, "Oh, I think they didn't explain to you very well. So when we canceled, you were actually supposed to write back with your signature informing that you needed to cancel that the membership. So that's why we've been billing you for the last 3 months." Fuck out of here, bro.
That's fucking crazy.
Then I go a week later. I didn't go. I was like, "Fuck! I've been paying for 3 months."
Gotta go get my money's worth, bitches. Shit.
That's fucking crazy.
That is nuts.
That is crazy,
oh my goodness.
All right.
Mr. Biden, we don't have time. We're way over. I know he had some things to say. The bill says sex should not be discussed with third graders and younger. What's wrong with that? Please explain. That will have to be held for next week's show. We can get into it if we want. Make it a topic. You can even get on here and film a fuck out of here segment if you don't like what we're saying about it, or if you disagree, and we can air it live on the show. If you have a fuck out of here you want to contribute, or you can hit us up on our email, and maybe we can get you on the show to talk about it in person. You never know. We're taking guests. So this guy's never even watched the show, and he's on here. So go figure. All right. So for myself, Messiah, and our special guest, Gabri, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank everybody for tuning in, and we out.
We got the rights.